Tēnā koutou katoa, ko Ellen Ozarka toko ingoa. Hello everyone, my name is Ellen Ozarka. I'm here to tell you about a paper I developed with Professor Janet Hook documenting a tobacco industry campaign intended to disrupt endgame measures in Aotearoa, New Zealand. Janet and I are both based in the University of Otago Wellington's Aspire Aotearoa Research Centre, which develops and tests evidence on smoke-free policy, and we both received no tobacco industry funding for this or any other work. So before we get into it, a bit of background. In 2023, the government of Aotearoa New Zealand passed world-leading legislation to reduce the number of stores that can sell tobacco, reduce the amount of nicotine in tobacco, and create a smoke-free generation. Though the law has wide public support, in August 2023, a new campaign against the law appeared. It seemingly represented local independent store owners, but it was actually supported by big tobacco brands. We drew on the policy dystopia model to analyze the arguments used against the legislation. In a nutshell, the PDM shows how the tobacco industry constructs a narrative of widespread social and economic disorder, creating fear and undermining support for public health measures. We used the PDM to deductively code material from the Save Our Stores website, but we also inductively expanded the coding where required. We found that the Save Our Stores campaign primarily took an economic view, claiming that the smoke-free law would destroy small businesses and playing to cost of living concerns. They continued to allege that the smoke-free law will increase crime, stoking fears of retail burglaries, violence, and increased gang power. Finally, Save Our Stores took a critical view of the government, depicting a government that was both authoritarian and incompetent. As a side note, it's worth mentioning that the campaign coincided with the New Zealand general election campaign from August until Election Day. Regarding denicotinization, cigarettes with unregulated levels of nicotine were labeled regular or normal, in contrast to the smoke-free law, which was described as experimental, misguided, and unnecessary. We found a questionable foundation for many claims not backed by evidence. For example, the campaign overlooked tobacco's low profitability and the benefits of delisting tobacco for retailers, like lower security and insurance costs for small businesses. Concerns about crime were also backed by little or no evidence. For example, this image claims that tobacco tax pays for 35,000 police officers. However, the New Zealand police force has only 15,000 employees, including civilians, and tax collected from tobacco is not earmarked towards any particular expenditure. Unfortunately, there's not yet a happy ending to this story. After the election, Aotearoa New Zealand had a change in government, and the new government has reversed the smoke-free legislation. When challenged, ministers have used the same arguments that we hear from tobacco companies, claiming that the law was not necessary, would lead to greater crime, reduce tax revenue, and infringe on people's freedoms. Our findings further underscore the importance of skepticism when evaluating and acting on tobacco industry claims. Thanks for watching, and please check out the full paper in the Tobacco Control Journal for more information.